Hello everyone, Basic Ollie here, hope you're all doing well and welcome back to another Gran Turismo video. We are here for round 7 of the manufacturer series that we have with Mercedes-Benz. Today we are around the Nordschleife, the 24-hour version. We've got 310 points on offer for the chap, or chapette, shall we say, that finishes in P1, chapette. I have no idea what that means. Anyways, qualifying, well, this is an extremely long lap, so I won't bore you with all, the whole lap. It wouldn't be pointless, but it'll be a long lap, and I don't think I could keep you boys and girls entertained for over 8 minutes of a qualifying lap. My name's not Alex Jakes or David Crofty, unfortunately, but we go through this lap here. So we're going through the first sector as such. When you're on the Nordschleife and you're off the Grand Prix circuit, absolutely love this sector. You have to attack the curbs as much as you possibly can without taking a track limit penalty or anything like that. Nice and smooth through there. Felt like the Mercedes is quite heavy though, so couldn't attack the curbs as much as I wanted. Going through this fast swooping left section there and onto the right hand side. I feel like if you take the curb on the left hand side too much, you will yeet yourself into Narnia, so I had to be careful not to take too much to the curb. And we go through that section lovely and cleanly, no issues at all. First carousel, almost went out there. As you can see, halfway through the carousel, my two right wheels were very dangerously close to going out the carousel, and that did scare me ever so slightly. We go to, I'd say the second third of the lap. I don't even know. There's so many sectors on this track. I have no idea what sector this would be. Probably sector 50, something stupid. But yeah, so this sector is so much fun. This part of the track is absolutely brilliant. You have to commit yourself so much to the curbs and the racing line, and you've got to be so brave and just attack it with everything you've got. Essentially, you've got to be brave, and you've got to check the size of your plums, and you've got to just go for it. Essentially, and that's what I thought I did, to be honest. And it looked good and it looked clean, but sometimes when it looks really kind of good and clean, sometimes it just shows that you've not really been attacking it enough, if that makes sense. So as good as and as smooth as that may have looked, it wasn't actually that quick, unfortunately. And then for the second carousel, being the pleb that I am, I went outside the carousel on the second one, and that cost me quite a bit of time, unfortunately. And we're going to cross the line here, and it's not going to be a particularly fast lap. It's going to be an 18:14.1, so an 8:14.1 there. Temporarily puts us in P3, but as qualifying comes to an end, you can't even see my name. So that's how bad that qualifying was. Top time was an 8:08.2, so very quick indeed, and I am in P15. So we've got a lot of work to do in this one then, but I'm confident with this car we can get a good result. So this race then, let's go into the details of it. It is a fuel saving race, so you have to use the hard tyres. You don't have to use the mediums. Now the mediums are available, but the quickest strategy is to start on the hards and stay there and save fuel. So that is exactly what I have done, because the tyre wear is a little bit too high, unfortunately, for the mediums to really work and be a viable, I should say, strategy here. But we get this race underway then. I am stuck behind Hasnan, I should say, 282, the Brit in the NSX, and we just fly past him straight away. I just thought, stop that, let's go straight into fuel mixture 1, get past him early doors, and yeah, just overtake someone before we really get into the first corner of the race. And this sector here then is you skip the Mercedes arena as such, so you skip that part of the 24-hour circuit, or the German, or the Grand Prix circuit, I should say. So we skip that part and we just crack on with the rest of the track. So this is technically turn 5 of the GP circuit, and then this is turn 6, but I'm not quite sure what this would be in terms of that. Maybe turn 4, something like 3 or 4. But yeah, we're just hanging on the back of Simon Koch 14. If I have got that right, I highly doubt that I have. I know what I'm like. I am a bit of a player when it comes to stuff like that. We go turn 7 then, through the hairpin, and we go through the Schumacher S's. Difficult to get right, to be honest, because in qualifying you qualify in the mediums, and then in the race you go on the hard tyres. So immediately you've gone from basically no fuel, no heavy car with the fuel and on medium tyres, to hard tyres with a full tank, and it's a bit of a nightmare as we get really close to the chap in the Lexus in the Hyundai, I should say, in front of us. And you can see Lucas, the German that is home Grand Prix, has got himself a half second penalty in the Porsche there. So he won't be able to serve that until the very end of the lap on the Dossinger. So that is going to cost him more than half a second. I feel like any penalty here when you serve it on the Dossinger is quite deadly, to be honest, because it's on the back of a massive straight. It must be well over a mile long, I'm not quite sure. I'm going to go for about maybe almost 2 miles, something like that, I'd say. It's quite lengthy, and you know, I'm trying to think of a joke there, but I shall refrain myself from making any sort of naughty joke there, and we'll crack on with the rest of the video, shall we? Because that's what we're here for, not for my terrible dad jokes. But yeah, through this sector, I absolutely love it. The first sector on the Nordschleife as such, absolutely awesome. Like I said earlier, you've really got to commit to it, attack those curbs, and yeah, the Mercedes is solid, but it is heavy, so it's not as agile as you'd like it to be. So even though you feel like you can really hit the curbs, it's still not as agile or as fast as through there, I don't feel, as it should be. As you can see, 2 chaps here, the Brit in front of us and the German going off through that fast right-hander. Absolutely deadly. I've seen many a people gone off there, and that is 2 positions for free. Well, for free. Simple as that. As we go through this left-hander, you can see the legend that is Wi-Fi password, unfortunately, has just gone into the wall there. And yeah, he's got dirty tyres in the Alpha. I always see Wi-Fi password in the Alpha. He really loves the Alfa Romeo. He must be a big Alfa Romeo fan. But unfortunately for him, he's clattered into the wall and has dropped down to P12. And we're up to P11. So halfway through this lap, or just a little bit over halfway, I should say. And we are into P11. But I am a little bit concerned on my fuel, because I've had to use quite a bit to catch up with these lads up ahead. So we've managed to finally catch up with him there, but if you look at the fuel, it's on 75%. You need to use about 33% per lap, because, you know, 33% into 100, you know, you'd be 1% short if you times it by 3. So that was the math. So I was trying to use 33% a lap, which would mean by the end of this lap I need to be on 66%. And you can see I'm already on 74, and I have got the Dossinger to go down. So I was a little bit concerned, if I'm being completely frank, and I've got my fuel mixture on 2 here, hoping to, you know, just save as much as I can. I don't really know the best way to do it around here. I just put it in fuel mixture 2. Maybe I could have gone in fuel mixture 3 in certain parts of the track, but I felt like it was really important as we go through the second carousel to catch up with the people up ahead, use that little bit of extra fuel, get in the slip, and then save fuel there. There's no point saving fuel, not getting in the slip, and then just losing time. That was my thought process during this race, and I think it's worked out well so far, because we're on the back of these chaps as we activate the NOS as such, and we fast forward our way down the Dossinger, and we get ready for an incredibly awkward 2 or 3 corners here. You're just going so fast, 170 miles an hour, hard on those brakes, slowing down all the way to around 60 miles per hour in second gear. You can see I had my foot on the throttle, I was raring to go, but the chap in front of us, Scotty, in the Volkswagen Beetle, was a bit sceptical of putting his foot down there, and that did cost me a little bit of time. But I was getting the slip, I was getting the suck, and you can see I put my fuel mixture into 1. He's gone to the left, I've gone to the right, and we're going to go for a move into the first corner of the Grand Prix circuit, and that is going to put us up into P10. So 1 lap over with, start the second lap as such, and we've bumped up all the way to P10. Lovely stuff. Now you're going to see here, P1 just disconnects, which is really unfortunate, to be honest. In the yeah, that's the end of his race, and that puts us up to P9. You can see this chap here, SMN Sander there, or SMM Sander I should say. He just goes off, I'm not quite sure why. Unfortunately, I did the typical newbie thing as we go through this corner here. We've got P6 off as well. Jesus, he's off. So I'm P5. P5 is also off, so we're going to get another 2 positions for free here. Wow, that's just where you can get past packets here in the Corvette C7. So we do get past him, and we're still behind Fusi. But as I was saying, I saved the replay, but unfortunately I did the newbie thing, and I'm sure everyone who's watching this or in the comments is going to know we've all done this. I've saved the replay, but I didn't have enough space. So I had about 16 minutes of replays, and then it cut out. And unfortunately, you know, every lap is about 8 minutes 20, something like that. So yeah, I only had enough for 2 laps, and then that was the end of that. And you see on lap 3 here, we're going to get past Fusa. Now, I was just planning to follow him throughout the whole race, essentially, and then attack him on the Dossinger. I'll just give you a point every time I mention the Dossinger. I've said that 5 times now in this video, but it's a very catchy name. It's a very cool thing to say, I think. But anyways, we go past Fusa as he messes up through the right-hander, I think the rear ends on that Scooby were just, yeah, they weren't treating him too well, and he just got a load of oversteer and left the door open, and I took that with both hands. So went out to P5, unbelievably. So we started at P15, and now we're up to P5. So we have made a gain of 10 positions. Lovely stuff. Braking nice and early here. Making sure not to go too wide as I get a little bit of oversteer. Those rear tyres on the Merc, not too happy, but there are other cars that are much worse than mine. Again, very close to falling out of the carousel, and I don't need to tell you guys just how dangerous that is. Not dangerous as such, but just how much time you lose if you do that. But we fast forward, you can see P3 there seems to have gone off in the distance. You can see he's dropped to P4 now, and he's gone slam straight into the wall with just a couple of sectors to go of the Nordschleife. He has binned it, and that is incredibly unfortunate for the man there, and he has his race ruined, unfortunately for him. But that's good news for us in a way. It's not how we want to beat people, but if it means that we keep it on the track and they don't, you know, we're going to take it. You know, we've done well to keep it on the track, and we deserve to be in that position, in my mind. Anyways, we're only 7 seconds behind the leader, can add as well. So we've had a good race, I think. Well, I think we've done well so far. We have indeed. Anyways, time for the second carousel. Now, I thought I'd be a little bit sneaky here, and I thought I'd go wide because I thought I can see Fusa, and I thought he's just going to have me on the slip on the Dossinger. He's just going to have me on the slip, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to go wide on the carousel on purpose. See if I can be a little bit sneaky, use that 200 IQ play, the kind of stuff that gets you that A+ ranking as such. But unfortunately, Fusa was also a sneaky Russian, and he knew exactly what he was doing, and he decided to let me go. So now it's just me on this massive back straight, fuel mixture 1, and yeah, it's slightly annoying because Packets is now overtaking us, but he might have done it a little bit early here, as we're going to get a slip, and we are just about to go side by side as we go in the downhill section. Now this is the scariest part of the track if you're fighting side by side, giving each other as much respect as possible. I get up on the curbs just to try to avoid contact. Now Packets does outbrake me, he does incredibly well. I tried to go around the outside, but you can see the rear end was like, nope. And that, unfortunately, was the end of that, and what an end to a race that was. It was absolutely fantastic, and it was a good round. Good recovery, I think. 10 positions around a track that I'm not too quick around, because you can see my qualifying time was about 6 seconds off the best, which is quite a lot. Even around a long track like this, 6 seconds is substantial, to say the least. So, yeah, P5 in the end, not too shabby. I will certainly take that. I do want to apologise for the fact that I couldn't show any of the incidents. I try to, but when I go in the replay and you try and get to the incidents, it just crashes the game because the replay didn't save properly. So, tad frustrating, but we'll take the 259 points, 10 positions gained. Good recovery drive in the end, and I found it quite funny actually, because Fusa sent me a message afterwards, and he did tell me, he said, tell me you did not make a mistake on the mini carousel on purpose. Yes, I did. Yes, I really did. It's not really a mistake, I suppose, if you do it on purpose, but yeah. There you go, boys and girls. Good recovery job, and 10 positions gained, and some good points, but hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you for the next one. Take care. Ta-da.